the mechanism called abdominal bracing, otherwise known as internal tension. So why do we do internal tension throughout every single movement from a warm-up all the way into that primary movement component within your workout? So what we do, we want to protect the whole entire body throughout the workout. So that includes the head. Obviously what's going to be in there is your brain. So that's what's going to control from the neuromuscular standpoint throughout the whole entire body. Then you have your spine, you have your pelvis. So what we want to do is create internal tension. We want to brace the body throughout every single movement from that warm-up to the primary component of that workout so that you can transition into better movement and optimal performance overall. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into a supine position. We're going to demonstrate each one of these movements and positions so that obviously you can learn how to prioritize movement and internal tension. So what Alex is going to do first, she's going to go into a supine position. So she's going to lay down, and then from there, everything looks fluid. So now what she's going to do, she's going to bring her hands out a little bit more. So whenever you're doing a supine position, when you want to create bracing, you want to create internal tension throughout that body, this is what we want to do. So in 3, 2, 1, she's going to create tension. But what she's going to do, she's going to start from the feet, then she's going to go from the glutes. She's going to talk about now the abdominal area. She's going to put her shoulder blades into the ground, her hands, and now her head. I'm going to have her relax again. So from here, what we're going to do again, just to make sure that she's creating internal tension throughout that body, she's going to go into the position. I'm going to start moving her body around so make sure that she's creating that tension, that optimal tension that we want. So in 3, 2, 1, and go. So what I'm going to do, again, picking up, there you go, that's nice and strong, here, 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 and then she does have a little bit of a curve in the lower back, but that's fine. Again, people with bigger pelvises, bigger hips, bigger gluteus maximus, there might be a little bit of a roundness within that lower back. So same thing, she's creating tension, again here, and relax. So that's the supine position and an internal tension. Optimal positions make optimal performance. Next in this video, we're going to go over the quadruped, otherwise known as QPED. So what you'll really see this type of position utilized in is corrective exercise solutions. Also, it can be used in primary movement patterns within a workout as well. So it's good for just types of oppositions, learning how to move the body from left to right halves, and also
crawling movements. This is a very underutilized movement pattern, but it's one of the most fundamental movements that we have. First thing we do is we crawl. We tend to forget about that as we progress in life. So coming back to our initial movement pattern, the crawl.
So from here, what we're going to do, we're going to create that internal tension within the QPED position. So now what I'm going to have Alex do is she's going to get into this quadruped position. So from here, so I'm not going to have her create tension yet, but what we're going to do, same thing. You can also reference back to our Pillar Strong video when we're talking about our ABC mechanism. So what we're going to do, same thing. We want to talk about ground up from this solution, but obviously you know that Alex's hands are touching the ground as well. So from here, what we're going to do, I'm going to have her just in 3 seconds. She's going to create the tension, and then we're going to reference back to it and actually show you how to do it. So 3, 2, 1. She's creating that tension throughout the whole entire body. So now what we want to do, she can relax here. So what we're going to do, so I'm going to have the same thing. She's going to pull her toes in. She's going to have now her knees into the ground, but she's pulling her knees together to actually get her adductors squeezed and actually contracted. Then from here, she's going to create tension in her glutes as much as you can. She's going to squeeze her abdominals. She's going to get her shoulders in a nice position. She's going to create tension into the ground, just like your feet when you're into that standing position. So from here, creating tension in the ground, then she's going to make sure that her head is in a nice high position, not really too low or anything. Because one of the biggest things that you see within any type of movement, a lot of times in push-ups, is people drop their head many times. So think about it, you want to protect your head, you want to protect your spine in any type of position that you are going to do. So same thing, now she's going to create tension, same thing, ground all the way up to her upper body. So from here, in 3, 2, 1, create tension in the whole entire body, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Again, I'm just trying to move her body around. Again, there we go, she's creating tension, trying to pick up her feet. Again, moving her around, the big thing is you want to make sure that she can create tension in this position. So that is our quadruped internal tension abdominal bracing. Next, we're going to talk about half kneel positions. So what I'm going to have Alex do, she's going to get into a half kneel position so we can create that brace, that internal tension. So a variety of movements can actually come from this type of position. So from here, you can talk about double arm overhead press. You can talk about single arm overhead press, curl to overhead press. You can go into a standard now, just pal-out press within this position. And also you can be creative in these types of movements where you can go into lifting and chopping maneuvers as well. So from here, what we're gonna do, some people might need an AirX pad. So that's what I'm actually gonna do for Alex, is we're gonna create a nice little comfort area for her so she can have a nice little base for her knee. So from here, what we're gonna do, we're gonna create tension in 3, 2, 1. Again, create tension in that whole entire body, good posture, good positions, and relax. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna explain it to you. So from here, same thing, you really wanna make sure that you're pulling your toe in, you wanna keep your hamstring nice and contract, you wanna keep your glutes contracted in that position as well. And then from here, creating tension within the foot as well, so make sure that your whole foot's grabbing onto that ground. Hamstrings are contracted, make sure that your abdominal area is contracted, shoulder blades, your head is back. And then from here, what we're gonna do with your arms is you wanna punch down, creating a fist with your hand, punch down. So you're actually gonna squeeze your tricep area during the movement as well. So 3, 2, 1, creating tension as much as you can. So same thing, she's squeezing her adductor in, making sure that she's not moving. Again, her foot won't come off of the ground. I'm trying to move her around. She's staying solid during this position. And this is our half kneel internal tension. Now we're gonna go over standing internal tension. So specifically in a standing position, a variety of movements can be done. So when you do a squat, at the end position, you're in a standing. At the end of a deadlift, you're standing, doing shoulder presses, bicep curls, whatever you are doing, create internal tension specifically in a standing position. So now what Alex is gonna do, we're gonna go over internal tension within the standing position. So before we actually get started, let's talk a little bit about breathing. So breathing is crucial in any type of movement that you do. It can actually be discovered as one of the foundational movement patterns is because of the diaphragm movement during that internal and external breathing pattern. So from here, what Alex is gonna be doing, even though she's creating tension in the body, she's still gonna be breathing in through her nose and out through her mouth when she's creating tension in the standing position. But just as we talked about previously, supine, you have your quadruped, you have your half kneel positions, make sure that you are breathing during these positions when you're creating tension. So from here, she's gonna go into her standing position as she's already in. Feet are roughly shoulder width apart, she's creating tension in her feet. Then from here, she's gonna make sure that she's squeezing her glutes. She's keeping her stomach nice and engaged. Shoulders are back, so she's got really good posture. She's gonna punch the ground with her hand, again, creating tension in that tricep, even her forearms, punching with her fist. And then of course, her head's in a nice neutral position, chin's tucked in. So from here in 3, 2, 1, create tension again, standing nice and tall. Again, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to move her around. She's standing her ground, whatever it is. She's creating so much tension that her body's not gonna move when I'm pushing her around. That is our standing internal tension. In the last portion of this video, we're gonna go over movement-based internal tension. So think about the same thing. Supine, quadruped, half kneel, standing. We want to prioritize internal tension so that we can talk about optimal neuromuscular recruitment during this time. So this can be done in any type of movement, from a squat to a hang clean to a push-up to a crunch. Anything that you do that involves exercise, create internal tension so that you can prioritize dysfunctional movement patterns so that it does not happen, and then any type of optimal position that you want to go into. So from here, Alex is going to go into an RDL. So let's go into our RDL, same thing, create internal tension just as we talked about previously in the standing internal tension, punching the ground, good posture. She's going to go into her hinge position, same thing, picking up our kettlebell or barbell, whatever you're going to do, and then going into her movement. So she's going to go into 2 repetitions. So same thing, creating tension in your body throughout the whole entire movement, going down and coming up. Before she goes down, we're going to demonstrate what a faulty movement is. So many times people always forget how to create internal tension from the beginning all the way until the end. So she's going into her last repetition and then boom, she collapsed. She forgets about creating tension in her upper body. Same thing, you want to prioritize good movement quality so that it's going to transition into better movement and better performance overall. Again, better recruitment, better performance. This is our internal tension video.